Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear anyone. Happy birthday to you.
Now you have to pay me some money for that.
What?
Kind of a bizarre music lawsuit to tell you about now.
A filmmaker sued Warner Music after being charged more than $1,000 for using Happy Birthday in a documentary.
I was doing a film on Happy Birthday, and in my research I discovered that Warner Chappell might not own the song, and that to me really struck a chord because there's something really wrong with that.
Those licensing fees earn Warner Chappell an estimated $2 million a year.
You know, a lot of people were duped into thinking that they did have to pay for the song when in fact they didn't.
What made you think that you could take them on?
I'm Jenn Nelson. Getting involved with a lawsuit wasn't exactly the plan. How I got involved is a matter of circumstance. Why I got involved is a matter of conscience. This is the Happy Birthday story. I live in New York and work as a freelance filmmaker. A few years ago, I was working on an MTV show, My Super Sweet 16, about over-the-top birthday parties.
Sweet 16. I'm turning 16.
The experience of filming those birthday parties allowed me to think about birthdays in a way I've never thought of before. Birthdays are a big deal, and yet what do we really know about the song and how it came to symbolize these celebrations?
Birthday to you.
Do you know who wrote the Happy Birthday song?
I think George Washington wrote the Happy Birthday song. I think probably like Abraham Lincoln.
You think Abraham Lincoln wrote the Happy Birthday song?
Yeah.
The first person to experience a birthday.
Yeah.
I thought these unanswered questions would make an interesting topic for a film. So I flew to Louisville, Kentucky, home of the Hill Sisters, who played an important role in the creation of the song. Born and raised in Anchorage, Kentucky, Patty and Mildred Hill became educators during the kindergarten movement, a philosophy focused on early childhood development through active play and song. As part of the daily lessons, the Hills would compose songs to be practiced with the children in the morning class. In 1893, they wrote Good Morning to All, which they copyrighted and published in a book, Song Stories for the Kindergarten. This song became so popular that the Hills often changed its lyrics to match the occasion. According to lore, the Hill Sisters were summering with friends at the Esta Cabin on Kenwood Hill, outside Louisville, Kentucky. One local legend recounts that one day during a birthday party, the Hill Sisters spontaneously sang the Happy Birthday song for the first time.
Welcome to the Esta Cabin of the Little Wing House. And this was the original room in the cabin.
So this is the room where they were...
This is the room where the party took place, where Happy Birthday was sung to Lisette Hast.
From a cabin in the woods, Happy Birthday became a star. The advancement of radio and TV technology helped the song gain popularity and prominence in our culture and become commercially viable. By the 30s, it was making the rounds as the first singing telegram, starring on Broadway in Irving Berlin's As Thousands Cheer, and in talkies like Bosco's Party.
Happy birthday to you.
And the song remains timeless. From Marilyn Monroe's legendary performance
Mr. President.
to Amy Winehouse's in the recent documentary Amy.
To you.
The Hills passed away without ever copyrighting Happy Birthday, but they did copyright Good Morning to All in 1893. And then 40 years later, Summey Company, the Hills publisher, seized the opportunity to profit on the popular song. In 1935, They registered several piano arrangements of Happy Birthday and charged license fees to anyone who used the song. In 1988, Summy Company was bought by Warner Chappell, and Warner continued to charge license fees and made up to $2 million a year on Happy Birthday.
Sorry about that, folks. It turns out you cannot sing Happy Birthday to Happy Birthday, even on Happy Birthday's Happy Birthday. Because Warner Music contentiously owns the copyright to the song and has been earning millions from people celebrating their birthdays for a quarter of a century. Don't believe these people are serious about protecting their intellectual property? Marilyn Monroe sang it to President Kennedy, and 1 year later, they were both dead.
To avoid paying a license fee for Happy Birthday, producers would use an alternate song.
Happy birthday, dear friend. We sing to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Even restaurants were forced to use alternate Happy Birthday songs.
Happy birthday from Applebee's to you. We wish it was our birthday so we can party too. Hey!
I paid $1,500 for a license to be able to use the song in my own film about Happy Birthday. I did what I was supposed to do, but what I discovered in my research was a dark side to this happy tune. Robert Brauneis, a law professor at George Washington University, had written an article challenging Warner's copyright claim. It did seem odd that you had to pay to use the Happy Birthday song, so Brauneis' article captured my interest, and I asked if he could meet me.
What intrigued me was that part about melody first published in 1893, copyrighted in 1935. It seemed like such a long time between those two dates. How did that happen, right? So that's actually solving that little legal puzzle was what first got me interested. Warner Chappell claims they own it, and although people may be surprised to learn that, once they see a big corporate name behind it, they may think, well, I didn't know, but I guess it is. Warner Chappell says it is. And I think it turns out that it isn't.
Brauneis' argument shifted my perspective. Was it possible that Warner didn't own the copyright? And if that was true, how could they get away with charging license fees for a song they didn't own? This idea was shocking to me. I felt like I had to uncover the truth, not just for me, but for the whole world. I took the facts to my lawyer, Randy Newman.
It was obvious to me that they took a copyright to sheet music and over the years expanded it to owning the song when they never owned the song. They never even claimed to own the song when they filed the copyright. But as time passed and memories fade, and there was nobody alive to say really what happened, they just took ownership of the song. I brought the research to Mark Ripken, who specializes in class actions, and presented him with the evidence.
My colleague Randy Newman called me and told me that he had a case he thought I would be very interested in and asked if I would take a look at it. So when I looked at the evidence he'd put together, I was impressed, and I thought it was a case that I would be very interested in participating in and hopefully could help out.
Once Mark and Randy were on board, we were on a mission to save Happy Birthday. It became a true detective's journey to uncover the historical facts to support our case. We had to go back in time over 100 years. After months of research, we felt confident that Warner did not have a valid claim to the copyright, and we were now in a position to challenge them. I had no idea that we would end up on this path, but there was no turning back. It was time to file. On June 13th, 2013, I filed a lawsuit against Warner Chappell challenging their copyright claim to the Happy Birthday song.
We're filing the first complaint ever in history that will seek to challenge the validity of the copyright to Happy Birthday to You. We're going to make history. Let's see what happens.
The day we filed, the phones were ringing off the hook.
Hello? Yeah, put it through. Is this something that you guys are thinking about doing soon? Is this for tomorrow's newspaper?
Okay, if you want a comment, interview, or whatever, I'll be around, okay?
Hello? This is just it's a song that was created by the public, it belongs to the public, and it needs to go back to the public. Okay, thanks, bye-bye. So that was a reporter from the New York Times.
Oh, look at that. lawsuit for the ages.
Адвокаты Марк Ривкин и Рэндалл Ньюман начали...
Good Morning to You Productions has sued in federal court.
Now Ms. Nelson is fighting
She
that
claims
in
it
court.
expired.
Part of a class action.
Folks, this is a shameless cash grab.
Couldn't you just fork over the money and not have to deal with this entire legal fight?
Well, that's the problem.
Do you think you're going to be successful, and what do you hope for?
I believe that copyright should work to protect you, and when it works against you, I think that's an issue.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, and good luck once again.
Okay, thanks so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. After we filed the lawsuit, Warner responded with a motion to dismiss, an attempt to convince the judge to terminate the litigation. On October 7, 2013, we flew to LA for the hearing on Warner's motion.
I think it should be an interesting proceeding. I think the judge is very interested in the case, and that's always a good thing for us. That he wants to hear us is an unusual thing, which is a good thing for us. So I think we should have a pretty interesting and hopefully successful day.
Ditto.
We were about to find out if the judge would allow us to challenge Warner Chappell's copyright claim.
I think it went as well as we could have expected. He was prepared. He read the material. He knew what he wanted to clarify. He asked all the pertinent questions that I would want him to ask, and he got pretty good answers.
The judge decided in our favor and agreed we had a valid claim. We can now move forward and focus on our fight to liberate Happy Birthday.
To me, what matters is what do the applications say? What do the registration certificates say? What are the deposit copies? What do they have? They have nothing.
We flew home to New York and began discovery, a process where each party begins to understand the opponent's side and the facts that support their position. But Warner's position was challenging.
The problem is that the defendants really only have one argument, and that's that what they say the registration certificate is isn't what the registration certificate is. The best evidence they have now is they've got sheet music that has the words in it, but they can't tell us who wrote the words, when they were written, or how they acquired them.
They never thought anyone would challenge him.
Well, nobody has.
After discovery, the dispute focused on whether the copyright registration certificates Summy received in 1935 actually covered the song. We believe that they did not, while Warner argued that they did. It was our job to prove that Warner was wrong. Our hearing was scheduled for spring 2015. We had done everything we could do for Happy Birthday. Now it was time to wait for the judge's decision. So what if I told you that to use the Happy Birthday song in a movie or radio, you had to pay for it? What do you think about that?
And that's just dumb.
I think the song should be for everyone because every day it's someone's birthday.
Everyone sings it. Everyone uses it. Plus, it's free.
But it's not free. It's not free yet.
This is pretty big news here. Yesterday, a federal judge ruled that the Happy Birthday song is now public domain.
Now everyone and anyone can sing the actual Happy Birthday to you for free.
I was at the gym and I finally checked my phone and it was blowing up. I mean, Mark and Randy had called me like 7 times. So I called Mark and I was like, what's going on? He's like, we won. Where have you been? I've been trying to call you for hours.
Making television history right here, everybody. Let's sing Happy Birthday. Happy birthday
to you. Your reaction to this ruling?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, I'm thrilled. I'm excited. And, it's very gratifying to know that the song can now be used by anybody around the world. It's satisfying to think that one person can challenge a big company and actually win. Happy Birthday can now return to the people where it always belonged. We celebrated our victory appropriately with some Kentucky bourbon and some cake.
Is that really gnarly? I kind of like it, actually. I don't have much hair. Ronald's got great hair.